Welcome to Kaks Bar and Podcast, Canada's first podcast bar. What that means is you can come here for food, you can come here for drinks, you can also come here and record a podcast. Come on down, we're located in downtown Calgary, Alberta in the Beltline area. See you soon.
I'm gonna walk this lonely road. We're out the souls on these boots. Gonna put all these miles on my truck. Chasing you, baby, chasing this love. I'm a rambling man, but I see the truth. Baby, loving you is all that I wanna do. No matter how many years I'll wait, 'cause this heart is yours to take. Caught a mile long ago, before I heard the sound of your name. It stops me in my tracks, takes my blues away. And now the sunshine in my soul shines every day. I'm a rambling man, but I see the truth. The baby loving you is all that I wanna do. No matter how many years I'll wait, 'cause this heart is yours to take. I'm a rambling man, but I see the truth. The baby loving you is all that I wanna do. No matter how many years I'll wait, 'cause this heart is yours to take. It's yours to take, yours to take.
And we're rolling. I'm here today with Cole Martin. Cole Martin's a country singer. Where are you from, Cole?
I'm from kind of around Innisfail, Alberta, so
Innisfail?
Towards Pine Lake, out
Okay.
east there. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Cole, just pull this mic a little bit closer to
Yeah,
you.
you bet.
There you go. Innisfail, at least. Okay, so how long? Like, were you always playing country music? Like, when did you discover you could play, or did you like it and then you made yourself learn?
Yeah, I always grew up like on the old classic country music. So Dad always had a classic country mix in the CD player, and so we'd bomb around the field and always be listening to George Jones and stuff. But it wasn't until I was about like 13 years old. A friend brought a guitar to school, and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. Like I never saw anybody play one before. So yeah, he was like, he was rocking like pumped up kicks, like the bam, 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 bam. And I was like, you got to teach me how to do that. And so we stayed in over our lunch break the one day, and I was already playing it by the end of lunch.
Really?
He's pissed right off. It's like, how'd you learn that fast? And, but that's kind of where it all started. So
like just natural talent discovered like on that fateful day at 13.
Yeah,
like,
I guess so. Yeah, I was so thankful because like my family was going through a bit of a rough patch, and anything bothering me, like I think that's how I got so good at it so quick, is I just like, it was my safe spot, my happy place, and I just sat back and played a ton of music, played a ton of guitar.
Okay, but let's dive into this a bit more, because you discovered you can play guitar, but then did you just simultaneously like, hey, I can also sing? Like, just turns out I'm good at this whole thing.
That's
like,
the kicker, man, is actually like learning guitar is one thing and then singing along while you're doing all this with your hands. And it's like a whole nother ball game. But Springsteen by Eric Church was like the first one I ever like sang and played. And I just like, it took me a little while, but my mom still tells this story. She said she was walking by the staircase and I was in the basement. She like heard me for the first time and she's like, holy shit, like, do that again. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just so blessed and thankful that I found it and it found me at the right time. And yeah, music's a beautiful thing, man.
Within your family, like, did anyone have like talent like that?
My grandma was part of a quartet. I think they sang gospel music, but that's about it. My grandma Martin, and my dad had a guitar, but I never seen him play it. And then it was gone before I ever learned or anything. So
that's kind of a note. Just kind of just showed up.
It was good timing for me.
Like I mean, it's like I'm basically just kissing your ass right now. but dude, like how old are you, Cole?
I'm 24.
24. Okay. No, that's amazing, because when you told me that, I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, you know, like I was thinking in my head, like if you were older or whatever, I'm like, man, you should start sooner. But actually, no, it sounds like you did it at the right time. Like, like right when you became an adult, you began like pursuing this thing to So right now you're like, you still have a full-time job right now. I think we talked off air. Yeah. What was that again?
Yeah, I'm building hydrovac trucks. So
right.
Wrenching during the day and trying not to bust my fingers too bad so I can still play and it keeps me busy.
So your life's like pretty full right now, hey? It's just like work, and then I was on your Instagram, like you have a son as well.
Yeah, we just had a baby in July. Thank you. Geez, man. He's so cool. His name's Towns.
Towns, okay,
sweet. And Towns is a happy, healthy little fella, and he's got so much hair, man. He looks like a little surfer boy. He's got like wings already. It's funny.
Right, sweet. Yeah, man. Man, obviously you're on the grind, because Cole last night also performed at Ranchman's. He's performing again tonight. This pod won't be out by then, unfortunately. Okay. But and like, you know, he brought like no sleep basically, because you told me you went out to Okotoks afterwards.
Yeah, and went and saw some family out there. And,
and they made you drink. And
it's not hard to make me drink all the time, but we like having fun, and it's good to see family we don't see all the time. And, well, thanks for coming down. And obviously, like, I thought 1 p.m. was a decent start time for everyone, but if you didn't get to bed till 9, then doing just fine.
Just grinding through.
Betcha.
The late nights, like you said something that got my brain going. Like the late nights, like, is that your biggest fear? Your voice not being ready for like the show the next day, kind of thing? Yeah, like I guess I just got to be smart and not give her too hard, I guess. Like if I really get really giving her singing hard, it's like it can get a little raspy. But I also love like musicians like Chris Stapleton and get that rasp going. So okay. I dig that. But as long as you can still hit those high notes, right? Like I know nothing about singing. Like I just like, do you have to train your voice all the time and kind of like to I think get it's it ready just to like go? It's like a good muscle, I guess. If I'm like, I've been so fortunate to be playing like almost every weekend, and so I get lots of practice, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like during COVID was the weirdest thing, because when I came back to playing shows, I was like, dang, I can't hit that note like I used to. But I'm feeling really good lately, and it's been going awesome. Yeah, man. Well, you know, like I said to you off the air, like definitely find the right way to market your things, you know, because you're like I thought you were like a super famous country singer, but when I was first hearing it. So because that song you sang at the beginning of the show here, like, I mean, obviously, we kind of winged it and just had you like perform it, because I didn't know how the studio would make it sound per se, but like I just listening to it live, I mean, you know, like I literally got goosebumps. Oh, cool, right there. Man. Yeah, what was that song called? Thank you. That's called Yours to Take. Yours to Take. Yeah, you wrote all the lyrics and everything. Yeah, I did. Yeah, okay. So that one's it's not released yet, but I'm thinking maybe around March. We got a pretty cool collab kind of going with Snake Lake. That's right. Brewery. Yeah. Shout out to Snake Lake Brewery. Yeah. How'd you and Adam connect? Oh man, I met Adam when I was a youngin'. I was like 17 or 18, and this is like right when I first started like playing shows, and I got invited to go play at
a meadery out in Caroline, Alberta.
Meadery.
Pretty sweet little town out west, and yeah, they make like honey wine, and they had Snake Lake come out and put some beers on tap, and they had like a big event going on, and I met Adam, and we kind of hit it off because we got a lot in common, and yeah, we had a bunch of fun chatting, and I was honestly like, I just kind of like, just for fun, gave him a nudge. I was like, hey, you should give me a job, man. Like half joking, half not joking. And he's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. And he said, let's meet for a beer on Thursday. And so I started working for Snake Lake for 2 years. And
what'd you do there?
I was a sales rep for a year and a half. And then I was helping in the back of the brewery. And then I was in the tap room, and I really loved working in the tap room and chatting with people and serving. And yeah.
Yeah, and right now with your music, you guys have Adam has named beers after your music, or what was the collab there?
Yeah, so we've done 2 collabs so far, and we had an idea just to like do a beer together, and it was actually perfect timing because just before that I was in the studio, and I'm so thankful. My grandpa Martin, he really helped me out and helped me pay for some studio time, and it was like awesome timing because I had these new songs that weren't quite out yet, but just finished recording. And so our first one we did was called Waves. Mm-hmm. And they did a tangerine lager, and we put a QR code on every single can so people could scan it, and it would take you right to the song on Spotify. So that was super cool.
That's clever for sure.
Yeah, it was I was so thankful that it was, it's Lynn and Adam there, and 2 great breweries from Alberta, Snake Lake and Rival Trade, and yeah, it was so awesome.
Sweet. Yeah. And there's more to come from what I understand, right?
Yes, sir. Actually that song we started with there, we're planning another one I think around March, so it's gonna be another one, and I'm actually super excited about how that one turned out. Like, I don't listen to a lot of like mainstream, like kind of radio country music, you could call it. And that recording, we did it like pretty stripped down, and we did a really nice dobro and some fiddle and some awesome background vocals and some 3-part harmonies, and yeah, it's so beautiful. The recording, I'm so excited about it.
No, I'm excited to listen to it. Like I gotta be perfectly transparent, man. Like country's actually not like my main genre of music, but I like a good music's good music, right?
Yeah, man.
But no, I'm gonna dive more into it because of this, and like the one thing is all country music some way. It's either like how can I put it? Like it's centered around like love all the time, right? Like or like heartbreak kind of thing, and then
it definitely can be.
Yeah, was majority of your songs like what kind of topics is centered around then? Yeah,
I've been, I've written like only a handful of songs, and songwriting's like something kind of funny with me. Like every time I sit down, I'm gonna make myself like write a song. It never happens, but like actually, one of my songs that's out is called Thunder, and I was working for Snake Lake at the time, and I was in Grand Prairie, and I was selling beer out there to all the liquor stores because COVID was going on, all the bars were closed. Yeah. And so I was like, I'm gonna be real bored at night. And so I brought my guitar into the hotel room, and it just like poured out of me one night. Like never even had a thought that I was gonna write a song that night, but I think like for me, being like a pretty new songwriter, I've been kind of in that love and heartbreak area, and I got a few ideas where I want to write some about some cool stories, because that's what I appreciate about old country music. Is it's for me, it's like so much just real relatable stories, and just like really about life, and just like when it makes you really feel something. Yeah. And if you can get a tear roll into your eye, like it's a sad song makes you feel really good somehow. Yeah, because I'm just thinking, how because I've done a lot of podcasts now with like a lot of actors and the comedians in the entertainment game, and then when I was diving into, I'm like, how do you act if you don't have that experience to draw from? You kind of use your imagination, and then I got a variety of answers for their methods, but like when it comes to songwriting, I would imagine, like, because for instance, like some of the music I love is like punk rock music, right? Yeah, like I grew up with Blink-182 and everything. The motor running. Yeah, and and then as I got to know those artists, like a lot of what they're singing about, they're drawing on their teenage angst, if you will, right? So like it's like basically you must be like a pretty romantic dude then, if like you're just singing like lots of love stuff. Like were you that guy like in junior high? You're just kind of like,
crushing on some girl and like
so
harboring all these emotions
I
about
was
it.
trying
And
to
then,
be a sweet boy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. No, I think like life's too short to not share love, and I've had some hard times in my life, and I just think like life's too short to just dwell on the small stuff. You can't sweat the small stuff. And yeah, I just love sharing joy and love, and yeah,
that's like the energy I got from you right away. I'm like, this guy's fucking
cool, man.
positive, man. Like, yeah, you know, it's like
I sure strive to be.
Yeah. You know? So right now, like, do you have more like because like I only heard that one song, and then I went through your socials a bit, and I was like diving into just like bits and pieces of other songs. But like, do you branch off to like I don't know, like just like more party country music and things like that? Like, do you have those kind of beats? Or
I've heard before, like there's like a small radio station in Olds, Alberta. They're called like CKFM, and Corey Knoll, he's like their main guy, and he's like, you write some kind of like dark like feeling music. And because like the first song I ever did, I won a competition at that radio station they had put on. It was called the CKFM Star Search, and at that time I was 17 years old, and like I said, I've only been playing guitar for like a few years at that time, and so I like barely had a song written, but I ended up winning it, and they're like, we're gonna pay for you to go get a recording in Calgary like professionally. So yeah, me and my dad wrote this like slow ass like sad song in the living room, and it's pretty like kind of dark feeling. And then yeah, my next one was that Thunder song, and that's like a pretty heartbreak song, but it kind of gets like, it kind of rocks out a little bit.
That's kind of what I mean. Like, so you said you were 17 at that competition. Yeah. So then your dad had to come in and kind of like, he's kind of is more like, like relay his experience through, and then through you and the lyric there. Yeah. Okay. So like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, looks like the best is yet to come then, because like you're pretty young, man. Like, you know, like mid-20s guy. So it's like, as you garner more experience, looks like you can like have a more of a repertoire for the music, you know, but at the same time, it's not like you want to go through hard times so you can write good music. Yeah. You just go through the hard times and then you end up writing good music.
Yeah, definitely. That Thunder song is like pretty special. It just rolled out of me, and yeah, if you get a chance, like check it out.
I will, man. Yeah. Like, like I said,
it's a cool story.
Yeah. Like I like to listen to music while like work out and things like that. And, I'm going to dive into some more country and stuff like that. I'm moving along here. You had a funny story you kind of told me off the air. I'm gonna like you basically said you want to go cut hair now as well.
Yeah.
like spontaneously.
I pondered it for like 3 solid months, like, and I'm telling myself like it's not like a weird thing. Like,
no, it's not. I just got my hair cut today. Like people need barbers.
Yeah. So and it's kind of cool. Like it all comes back to my mom. Actually, my mom is a rock star. Her name's Gina Marshall.
And, she's actually a rock star?
Yeah, she's she ain't like a guitar rock star, but just like a rock star at life.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, she's kind of like a small town farm girl success story. I always say, because she never graduated high school. She had my big brother when she was super young, and she was a single mom, and she went to hair school and worked for somebody else just for 1 year, and then was like, no, I'm gonna buy my own shop. I'm gonna do this. And here we are today. She's been in the business like 26 years, and she owns her own building on Main Street in Innisfail, and built a beautiful like salon and spa there. And has like 8 ladies cutting hair, rents out 5 rooms. And she's been bugging me for some years. She's like, when you go to barber school, like, we'll get you a fancy barber chair, and if you get good at it, like, I got some big plans. So
okay.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go for it. And she wished forever to have like a daughter, but she had 3 boys, and but I think like it'd be kind of cool, and kind of keep the family business going. And
okay, sweet.
So I think I'm gonna get into that.
Okay, man. Like I'm glad you cleared up the whole backstory as far as like your mom having a success for like as a business, right? Because when you said it to me just a moment ago, you're like, I think I'm gonna go cut hair. I'm like, Well, you should continue with your music first and foremost.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was thinking like that job you what was that job again? Sorry, the one you currently do right now.
Yeah, so I'm building hydrovac.
Hydrovac. So I'm like,
it's
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
that pays more than
Yeah.
than cutting hair. I think.
I think
Or
if you're a journeyman and you go to school and stuff, but if you can get busy being a barber, like I've heard of people, if you get really good, people are charging like $80 a haircut sometimes, and
holy shit.
Yeah, if you get like big time. But we got some cool ideas. Like we want to build like a barbershop and like get a liquor license and try and build like a little bar in there.
Oh, sick.
And I'd love to like see a little stage and just make it a cool vibe that people want to like sit in there and drink beer and then like have do
well, as long as you don't get hammered when you're cutting people's hair, then you mess it up or whatever.
Shift,
yeah. Hold on, like, so wait, are we talking barbershop or hairstylist? Like, educate me on that.
I
like,
wanna be like a barber. Like yeah, probably like I get men's cuts and hot shaves and stuff. And
okay.
Learn how to do a sick fade.
Yeah. Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I might need to go to you again for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh man. Just tell me more a bit about your upbringing then. Sorry, your mom was a single mom. You said with an older brother. So
with my older brother.
Your older brother. Okay.
So Clay was 9 years older than me.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. So we're all pretty spaced apart actually. So yeah, big brother Clay, and then 9 years later I came into the world. My mom and dad met at a rodeo, and my dad was living in a horse trailer at the time, and it's like pretty funny. And yeah, he's a character. I love that guy, Scotty, but yeah, they got together, and we lived east of Innisfail towards Pine Lake when I was growing up, and then around the time I was like 12, they ended up having a divorce, and so that's where a lot of like kind of the rough times came, but that's when music found me, and it was such a beautiful thing. And yeah, so we grew up there, and then they ended up like selling the house we grew up in, and that was really tough because mom moved to Innisfail, and then my dad moved like west of Innisfail, and he was like hurting on money pretty good for a while, so we lived on like a feed lot and like a super old house like in this farmyard.
Like you and your dad?
Yeah, me and my dad, my little brother, and then by that time, he had a new partner. And
did you choose to live with your dad? Because you just told me your mom had a super successful hair business.
Well, this is the thing that was like tough for me is, I wasn't the oldest kid, but like I was the oldest for me and my little brother between our parents, and they said it was totally up to me, and that was like the hardest thing about it all was being in between. And it was my choice to like, I'm very much the person that I just want everyone to be happy.
Yeah.
And even if it means like kind of hurt myself sometimes. And so I chose like, we're going to be totally equal. So we switched houses every Monday, and like, we're really lucky that like our parents lived pretty close to each other in a way. Like it was only about half an hour difference. So, every Monday we'd pack up and you'd switch houses, and new routine and rules and things you hear and all that bullshit. So, man, I played a lot of guitar, and that was, that's where my happy place was. And
dude, like I kind of just realized like that was kind of where, I mean, like my podcast isn't supposed to be a therapy chair, by the way. But I just
mood down.
No, you're not. You're like, I'm just saying, like, everyone knows super talented is because they've gone through a lot of shit.
Yeah, man.
Like, because like, where else do you draw that from?
You know,
otherwise people are bland and kind of. But now that you explain this, I'm like, well, there's layers to Cole Martin, right?
Yeah,
it's like
there's more stuff. Like even the last 2 years of my life, like, we lost my big brother in 2022.
But like obviously adversity comes in like everyone's life, and that like diving into more like a kind of like a philosophical thing. Like, do you think like, because you're an artist, man, through and through, do you think art can be created without just like insane suffering, or do you think art can be created just with imagination? You know, because that's something that I've been trying to find, because I can't in my life find anyone that I'm super enamored by that didn't go through shit, you know? Man. So it's almost like a weird
thing, because like you're a family man now. It's like obviously
Yeah.
you want what's best for your kid, but at the same time it's like, wow, if what's best for your kid to make a mark in this life is
Yeah.
to go through shit,
Yeah.
then it's like, you know, as a dad you're like, well, fuck it.
Yeah,
or do you
man.
want to have like a safe bubble to ride
Yeah.
through and not go through shit, you
Yeah,
know?
I don't
Like,
want him to go through what I went through, but I definitely want to raise him to be a hardworking man and
Yeah.
earn what he's got. And yeah, I think people find creativity in all kinds of ways, but you find your inspiration, and I think like something about being genuine too. If you actually live through something, and I feel like you can feel that in people's music. I think
yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
if you know some, like there's some songwriters like for instance like Jason Isbell.
Is he a country guy again?
He is,
Okay,
yeah.
probably
He's
don't.
kind of like folky indie, but like he has some awesome like fun songs, but he also has like some really, really sad songs, but they mean so much. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, and he's got a crazy story too. And yeah, it is funny though how a lot of like really good time artists they've been through some shit.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I just don't see, because like as an example, you just said genuine is genuine, right? Like,
yeah,
like just the first artist I can think of is like, as an example, like this isn't country, but you know Aaron Carter, like the Backstreet Boys younger brother.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so there was Nick Carter and then Aaron Carter, right? Like
Yeah.
I just remember as a kid, like whatever, like I would sometimes hear the Aaron Carter music, and something about that just didn't quite sit right, because you can tell it was manufactured, it wasn't genuine.
Yeah.
Right.
You
And
can
then
feel that sometimes.
yeah, you know, and then but then you know, like Nick Carter, for whatever reasons, like yeah, he's in Backstreet Boys, and yeah, he's in a pop band, but you can tell he's taking that real life experience of being this young child star, like on the rise, and I don't know, it's like music's kind of transparent. That's what people kind of have to realize, like, you know, and
it's true.
like
and
a lot of times you just go off vibe, right?
Yeah, and it makes me kind of laugh too. Actually, like my grandpa, he hates Paul Brandt, which is like so funny. Paul Brandt's like a Alberta country star, and I'm sorry if people are big fans and stuff, but
why does he hate Paul Brandt?
My Uncle Joe married an opera singer, and so she used to be in every opera competition, and her and Paul Brandt always switched places, like who would win, and he wasn't.
They were
making
rivals.
It wasn't making it anywhere in that genre, and then he threw a cowboy hat on one day, and then he became a country star. So Grandpa's like, he ain't no country boys.
So he thinks he's not authentic.
Yeah, not authentic. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I love his music. I love his music a lot, but yeah, that's just my grandpa's opinion.
Okay,
but, yeah.
what's your opinion there?
I think
Getting
he's
controversial here.
Yeah, man.
Is
I think
Paul Brandt, is he posing or no?
Is he posing, bro? I don't know. Are you posing? No, I'm just kidding. But no, I think he's a great artist, and Alberta Bound's a hell of a song, man. And he's a good singer.
Well, like the like the product is the product, if you will.
I think if
like,
you got it, you got it.
But hold on, is you got it as in the product is like, what I mean by that is this, like I love some hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like NWA back in the day.
Oh yeah.
So Easy was explaining like Dr. Dre's not as from the hood as the rest of us, right? Like he was actually not as unfortunate or like like hopeless as the rest of us. He was just a producer, and then he piggybacked off that to create the facade that he's also part of, you know, like you know, the whole like, you know, like fuck the police kind of like mentality, right? Like, but at the end of the day, Dr. Dre and his stuff kicks ass,
made
right?
Them beats.
So I don't know, like, just shows you it's there's like this wide plethora of how you get there per se, right?
And I don't want to judge anybody, and like,
except for Paul Brandt. No,
I ain't judging. That's my grandpa's opinion, but yeah, I think if you get there and you put the work in to do it,
but obviously the best is if it's authentic through and through. You know, like the way you know, like the way you are right now.
I seen you had like Nalene Hoffman on here, so I met Nalene at Ranchman's, and she wrote a song called Purple Gas. And there's some city people won't know what that is, but that's like dyed farm fuel. And so that's like, and that's what you run in all your equipment on the farm, all the tractors. And when she wrote that and put it out, I thought it was like so funny because I knew exactly what purple gas was. But yeah, a lot of people had to ask her what it was. And,
Okay.
and,
Oh wait, no. Okay, I sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. No, so there's a podcast that shoots out of Kaks Bar and Podcast, by the way,
so
called
that's why.
Misfits on Vinyl.
Okay.
With my actor and comedian friend Spencer Stryker.
Cool.
And, yeah, so
Okay.
I thought
it was here. Yeah.
no, it was
That
here.
makes
It was
sense.
here. So
Sweet.
yeah, that makes total sense now. Yeah, she wasn't on
Yeah.
my show though. She was on
Okay.
Misfits on Vinyl. Shout out Misfits on Vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I met her.
Cool.
She's lovely. Yeah.
she's cool,
Okay,
girl.
okay, that all makes total sense now.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that purple gas thing you were just saying 2 seconds ago?
Yeah.
Like-
So, purple gas is like dyed farm fuel, and that's what the farmers run all their equipment on.
okay.
And I just thought it was funny because like any farm kid knows exactly what that is, but
Yeah.
I was laughing with her because she told me like a ton of people are reaching out to me like, what the hell is purple gas? And it's just dyed farm fuel.
Do you okay, so how often how often do you go to like big cities then right now?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Like
Okay.
I recently moved to Red Deer, so that's even uncomfortable.
that's home base now?
Yeah,
for
it
you?
is. It's weird, man.
Okay.
Like listening to sirens and shit, and like I said, growing up like east of Innisfail, it's like if somebody was rolling in the yard, it was like, oh, hey, well, there's people, and and so it's funny.
Why Red Deer? Is that where your job is right now?
So actually, I'm working in Red Deer, and then my partner, her grandparents own a house in Red Deer.
Okay.
One of her great aunts lived there till she was 104 years old, and
Holy shit.
and her biggest wish was that they never got rid of the house, and so they kept it. And when Ryan went to college, she's lived there for about 4 years now.
Yeah.
And we had our baby, and so moved in with her, and
Okay.
and we got really cheap rent.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you, Dell and Donna Milford, you sweet old folks.
Yeah.
And I love them so much. Actually, Delvin's like one of my best buddies. He's 84 years old, and he plays guitar still, and he sings and he yodels. It's so sweet. He loves like old Wilf Carter music, and Wilf Carter is a Canadian legend from back in the day. And so that's what brought me to the city again. So but
So right now, like, okay, like now that you've kind of like you've been performing a bunch in cities now, I take it, like, would you like, what do you think about big cities versus like small town living?
like just for my raising and just like being
Like if you had your way, if you didn't have to go to Red Deer, I guess, and
if
then
I had my way, I'd
would
have
just
a
be staying
beautiful acreage beside a river where I could go fishing, and I just like that. You could walk out your front door in the morning with a coffee, and that's all you're wearing, and,
Yeah.
and
Maybe
nobody's got to look at you, and you do whatever the hell you want.
Man, maybe that's where your positive energy is. Because
Yeah, maybe.
I'm a city kid through and through. Like
Yeah.
I'm like the reverse of you. Like I've seen small towns just in passing. And,
Yeah.
But I've always been in cities, and
Yeah,
and
man.
then my like my Chinese ancestors,
Yeah.
my aunts and uncles, they're all from mega cities,
Yeah.
right? So,
that's wild.
but the more I'm around people, sometimes like I have this weird relationship now where I'm like, what
Yeah.
would it be like just have some actual peace and quiet?
Yeah,
you know,
man.
like
It's
where the pace of the day is more evened out.
I think
you
it's
know?
beautiful. I don't know. I know these guys have lived out of town too, and like I think there's nothing better
Adam's
than
sitting on the couch over there, by the way.
Yeah.
He wasn't pointing to an
Yeah.
imaginary ghost.
Yeah, that's right. We got some good friends over here.
Yeah.
But I think like it's the peace and quiet, but it's also growing up around a small town, it's super community, and you like
Yeah.
everybody does know everybody, and that's bad and good sometimes.
Yep.
Definitely, especially my mom being a hairdresser, man, I didn't get away with shit.
Oh,
if we were
fuck.
being
You probably
little-
knew everything.
we were being
then.
little hood rats in town, my mom found out about it, and everyone had eyes, but
Yeah.
it was I don't know, I just think there's something so peaceful having your own space, and people take pride in making their yard look good, and
Yeah.
sometimes that's the best thing to do on like a Sunday afternoon is ride a lawnmower and drink a couple beers and be in the sun listening to music. And
That
Yeah.
that TLC, that tender loving care, you know,
Yeah.
that you just kind of like alluded to. It's like I wish everyone had that, you know, because
Yeah.
in the city there is not, you know, you'll have like I live in a condo, you
Yeah.
know, and you know like some like it's supposed to be a luxury condo anyway, but you know it's like that TLC thing is
do
definitely
you know
not
much
there.
of your neighbors?
No, man,
And that's the cool thing.
Like it's the
about
weirdest thing, right? I'm in a
community,
mega
like,
building.
we used to get we'd be stupid kids drifting our truck around gravel roads, and we get stuck, and we didn't always have a phone, but like an old farmer would be driving by, see us in the ditch, and pull us out, and it was just like, yeah, everyone looks out for each other out there, and yeah, there's a really good sense of community, and yeah, I think it's really it's a really cool thing.
What was your reputation then in your small town? Let's hear this. You know?
Oh boy, I was. I don't know. I think I did pretty good.
Did you stand out? Would you say? I mean, you're your talent.
I don't
right?
know.
You know?
People knew me as like that kid who sings, and I played a lot of sports when I was young too. And I was this big when I was like 14 or 15.
Oh shit! So you kind of grew fast.
I used to be just like so good at sports and like way bigger than everybody. And I love playing lacrosse and football and hockey and just smashing kids. And
okay, hold up, man. Like, so okay, if you were that big at 14, like people must looked at you a little bit like, man, I'm so jealous. This guy's like big, full head of hair. He can sing. He can play
like
guitar like this.
16,
full beard. It's like, you know.
But
like,
my dad told me, he's like, it's gonna happen to you. It happened to me. He's like, when you hit high school, everyone's gonna start getting taller than you. And I was like, it happened. But yeah, I've always been like stocky, or like my dad's like a big dude, and we're all, even my brothers, like we're pretty broad-shouldered guys. And
okay, so I don't know. It's I noticed across there, like you're believing you're spiritual, obviously. Yeah. So obviously God had a storyline for you where it's
man.
Let's give him everything, kind of talent wise, up to 14, and then we'll like sink in a bit of trauma and see how he navigates this.
Yeah. No, it's been good. I'm thankful for, like I said, being a positive guy. Like I'm just, everything's a lesson, and I'm just thankful to be here, man.
Keep obviously keep doing it, because there is something to be said about being positive even when things aren't positive, right?
Yeah, man.
Because it, like that's in your control to kind of like alter the reality, right?
And I think
because you could have went the other way. You could have, based on what you just explained, like you could have been the other guy, right? Like, but you made a conscious choice not to be the other guy,
I just think life's too short, and that's the biggest lesson of losing my brother actually was just to keep healthy and just know that like life is short, and you just grasp the day, man, and just get out there and do what you love and share love. And
that philosophy is like, obviously wiser men than us have been preaching that, but what made you decide to adopt that mentality? Do you know what I mean? Like, because I guess what I'm asking is because when you're feeling all that pain and shit, it's like there's that moment where you get to choose. You're like, I'm either gonna like dive into the dark side, or like do you kind of get what I'm asking? It's because we see so many that they would have taken this talent and wasted it because of they're just like, well, screw everything.
I can never do it, or stuff like that, even too.
Or like, look what happened to me. It's like,
I think like, I don't know, like
can you pinpoint it, or is it your faith maybe?
I haven't always been like everyone. I think you have to kind of develop that a little bit and live through some stuff. Because there was times like that, you are real low and you're not very positive, but I feel like going through some trauma and stuff, it really makes you appreciate the good times. And
sounds like you're just an innately good dude. Like, that's what it sounds like.
I don't know. I sure
I'm not necessarily fishing for a specific answer. I just met so many people through, like, I love my job right now. Like this is what I love doing. I just love meeting people from all genres and podcasting, as in like talking, because like without Adam, given that bridge here, when would I have interacted with you? Probably not. I just told you I don't listen to country, right? Well, now I do, but
sweet.
So it's always fascinating to me, like just the wide range of different people, like how they all navigated situations, for better or for worse,
and everyone's so different. And I just like want to choose to live better and just to try and be okay as much as you can, and just have good habits, and just to manifest that shit. I always believed in that, man. Just stay positive and like keep an outlook. That's good, and good shit's gonna come your way.
Hey, I fully agree with that. I mean, me and my partner manifested this too. Like, I mean,
yes, sir.
Because like, you know, when we were doing this, like we didn't have any backing, and you know, and like I remember us sitting around like during COVID too, being like, okay, like we always want to do this. How are we gonna do this? But I swear, like there's a trick that, and I don't know if you can attest to this, but just kind of picture the end result first. And kind of let God, well, my partner's a different whole spiel, and we don't have to dive in, but it's like God will, like, I love this quote I heard. It said, like, God will like if you're on a boat, like God will navigate, but you have to row. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, it's like, but if you ask for it, he'll show you where, and then you just have to do all the work. But,
and I think a big thing with that too, is to just be so thankful, like of what you have. And something my dad says, which is pretty cool, is he says he's not a religious man, but he's a godly man, and he believes in some higher power. But there's so many names, there's so many cultures that have different ideas, but he said just to be thankful, and maybe that's a part of manifesting it, is just like when we were kids. And actually, back to that song Yours to Take, he used to tell me and my little brother, he said, pray for your wife. And that was kind of funny, because we were like, how do we know who that's going to be? And he's like, that's the point, man. He's like, you're going to meet her one of these days. And he said, like, you just want to wish her well and hope she has a good journey on her way to you.
Man, that again is, I don't know, like maybe this meeting was auspicious, because that little saying you just said kind of exemplified again, like that little analogy. It's like, pray for your wife, right? It's like, it's like, I haven't met her yet, as in like God direct me to the wife. Sir. and then that, as you do the rowing, it takes you through becoming, you know, the man that deserving of that wife. That's per se, right? You know, I feel like too many people are lost on that one. That's one message I've been kind of like hammering, because like right now a lot of people are experiencing tough times due to just where the world's just wacky.
Life's weird, man. Holy shit.
You know, but I'm just like, well, I'm like, if you can just do this part, it's working for me anyway. And so it's like, I you know, that's one thing I can kind of like try to like emphasize. And then now just meeting you, basically realizing you've been doing the same thing. Right. Yeah. So it's like, that's a beautiful thing. I just wish, like, I kind of almost want to create some self-help cheat book to like help people like discover this, but because that's why with the guests, I try to hammer into how did you discover, but for you in this, if this was a case study in school, it's like, sounds like, you know, Cole's just a good guy. You know, like I think we present you with 10 options and 9 of them are bad, you will find the one good one, you know. Versus, but like, you gotta understand, like, that's not commonplace. Like a lot of people are pretty pessimistic naturally, and they wouldn't try to like,
and it takes time to get there. That's what I've really wanted for myself, and that's what I'm just inspiring to be, is just be a good person. And I don't know, just to be happy. There's like your life can be real shitty if you just ponder all the things that are going wrong. Okay, so what's the future here? Does pump out like 10 more kids? And I was joking about having enough kids to make a big old bluegrass band, but I don't know. So immediately it's like play music, obviously, grow that, get exposure. But literally try to be a barber at the same time. You know, family man, you know, be a good dad. Like these, like sounds like, is there anything I'm missing here? Like for a trajectory here? I want to keep fishing and hunting, and like that's another big passion of mine. Hunting? Yeah, me and my little brother, actually, the reason I left Snake Lake is we had in my eyes, a once in a lifetime opportunity. We went and worked for an outfitter in northern BC, so like right under the Yukon there, and we went backpack hunt. So we're 150 miles from the nearest road, and we're on the Stikine River up there, and we would fly in a float plane, like a 2-seater little Super Cub, and they'd land in a random mountain lake out there, and then we'd go backpacking for days, and like 10-day sheep hunts. And what does that mean, 10-day sheep hunt? Sorry, like, I've never hunted before. I want to though. Basically, an outfitter has a certain, I guess, quota you could say on how many tags that they're allowed to issue out. So a lot of Americans actually, like these, it's like pretty high profile rich dudes. They pay a ton of money to come out, and basically we guide them on a hunt and haul them up a mountain, and we go find a sheep, and then later in late September and the start of October we went after moose and caribou. And we always grew up hunting in Alberta, like whitetails and moose and elk.
Rifle hunting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My little brother's ventured into archery now. And he got his first buck actually with a bow this year.
Amazing. Like I just say that because like I through Joe Rogan, who's basically my hero. I've basically dove balls deep into Cameron Hanes, and cool, I'm just fascinated with the bow hunting.
Archery's that's really like.
I haven't done it, but
rifle hunting is definitely easier. Like you still have to be right place, right time though, because like that.
Have you bow hunted then? Or?
I've shot a lot of gophers with a bow. When I was a little kid, my dad bought me a freaking Walmart compound bow.
Yeah.
And the first morning, like, this is actually a funny little story if I could tell it. Like, Christmas morning, we went out with our bows, me and my little brother. And we were like, oh man, like I might have been 10, like it was like 6 or something.
What was the poundage of the draw?
Oh, I don't even remember. I think like a 30 pound or something, maybe a little less, maybe.
But it's enough to hit right through a gopher though.
Yeah. So what we did is we went on our laneway. We had a big long laneway with lilac bushes on each side. And there's all these robins, and we didn't know that robins are actually really nice birds yet. And so anyways, we were going to get these birds. And so we were creeping up, and they would just casually move away from us. And so we never got close enough. And then we had a little cabin style thing at the end of our laneway. We'd wait in for the bus. If it was like really shitty weather, we'd like just get in there and get out of the rain. And so it had a little window in it. So it was just like a blind. And when we were growing up, there's a thing, it's a method they call push and bush. And so you can start on a big block and have somebody over here.
So my mind went somewhere else when you say push and bush.
Yeah, some people like push and bush, you know. But anyways, prefer a little fur on my burger if you want me to tell the truth. Shout out Wheeler Walker Jr. with a hilarious song. That's a dirty country singer. But anyways, we're sitting in this little thing. And we're like, remember how Dad gets us to like walk through the bush and push deer out to him? I was like, I'm going to go in here. You start at the top of the laneway and push them down. And so I was right in there, and it was just like, all of a sudden there's like 7 of them. And I just nailed one. And we ran to the house. We showed Dad. He's like, holy shit already? It's like, what the hell? He's like, good job, but don't shoot those birds anymore. Those are nice birds. We were like, okay. But and I'd get my arrows stuck in the barn all the time trying to shoot pigeons out of there because they shit over everything and stink. And hunting, that's the bow hunting I've done. It's just around the farm. But
sorry, just around curiosity, like what, okay, why would you bow hunt then versus the rifle? Like, is it because the rifle creates more of a mess, or I don't know, like, because the way Cameron Hanes explains that, the only thing he explained that made sense to me was that he was saying like if you hit the kill, the point, it goes right through, so it's a cleaner, quicker kill. You know,
my dad calls it the bread basket. So you have the 2 lungs and the heart, and that's like the vitals, and that's the quickest way to go for them.
And it's with a bow.
And so Adam can attest to this. He's a big bow hunter, and I think honestly, it's like it's the chase and it's the gratification of actually like you were a good enough hunter to be close enough to that animal to be within bow range, and like, because anybody can go see a field full of deer, and if you're a pretty good shot, you can shoot a deer out to like 500 yards away. But with a bow, you have to be within like 50 yards. Is a pretty long shot with the bow. So
it's almost like a skill. The skill. Yeah. Okay.
And it's the traditional way of doing things, and I think it's. Yeah, I don't know. Other people might have different ideas, but I think it's like just that gratification of like you got to be a skilled hunter to be able to kill something with a bow.
Yeah, no, I it's just weird how much Cameron Haynes pulls up on my feed because of like just. But I've always I've never done it. I plan to do it before I'm dead. And
come out to Central Alberta one of these days. We'll shoot a bow.
No, shooting the bow is fine, but I mean, as in I think I could like get learning that. But again, the whole city thing, I'm like, I have to figure out again how to like actually like exist out in the wild. You know, something that I lack.
That's the biggest thing. Going back to when my dad moved to that feedlot, like that shitty little farmhouse. It was like the smallest house I've ever seen. Like, but behind that place was a giant valley, and down below was a big gravel pit, and we'd have so much fun climbing the gravel. And behind that was a big tree line and the big tall spruces. And behind that was a little Red Deer River. And man, me and my little brother would spend like every day down by the river, and we'd fish all day long. And if the fishing was bad, we'd go swimming. And yeah, it was like the best. Like, so many good memories there. And even though it was like hard times in our life, it was just being a friend of nature's like beautiful. Yeah, man.
It kind of puts things in perspective, I guess. Yeah, no, I definitely need to get out more into nature because like it's not like I've never been fishing. Like man. The times I've done it, there was something where innate in me was like, this is what we've always done. Yeah, well, how I live is actually unnatural to it goes back to the history of humanity.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, there's no grocery stores. Get out and get it.
Yeah, like we're around because our ancestors just did what you still do.
Yeah, man. And that's the cool thing about hunting too is just you know exactly where that meat's coming from. And it's in the backyard, and they're eating way better than we eat. Yeah, more natural anyway. Who knows what's in the food? You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm very certain like my health would be way better if I was eating like actual like true animals in the wild. Yeah. Hey Cole, man, I gotta wind this down here. It was a great pleasure meeting you. Again, it sucks. This pod will not be out before you perform tonight, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah. No, but Cole, you're performing all the time. I'm going to put your socials on the show notes here.
Sick, man.
Follow his music. It's
Cole
solid.
Martin Music on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm trying to post on there and be less of a grandpa at technology and make more posts and stuff. But I usually put all my show announcements on there. And
the only thing I had to say to you about that was focus on the music. Get someone else to start managing your man, because like it's like
that's the dream.
The main thing is getting you out there. I find, and if I can help, Kaks Bar and Podcast can help in some way. Like
super cool, man.
Yeah, so okay, Cole, great meeting you. I hope in the future we do another pod and cool, talk more about just everything that you're about, because it's like it's everything that you're about is missing in my life. So
cool.
So it'd be so always a pleasure. Like I want to learn more and grow as a human anyway. Okay, everyone have a great day and take care.
Take care, guys. Thanks.